The secret cycle lasts 24 hours. The body resets itself every single day without us even being fully aware of it. The human body begins a new cycle of renewal, repair, and alignment. This cycle is not just about sleep or waking, but about a deep orchestration of rhythms within every cell, every organ, and every system that keeps us alive. The body follows a hidden program, one that is written into our biology, into our circadian clock, and into the silent intelligence that flows through us. The mystery of this cycle is that it repeats every 24 hours, yet each cycle is unique, adjusting to the challenges, stresses, and inputs of that day. To understand this secret is to understand the language of life itself, a rhythm that teaches us that nothing stays fixed forever, but everything is continuously resetting, preparing, and becoming new again. Before we go deeper, I want to remind you of something very special. If you are watching this right now, take a moment to stay with this video until the end. As you do, I encourage you to share your warmest wishes in the comments, along with the number 77. This simple act carries a deep symbolism. Wishes written down, spoken, or shared hold the power to energize the universe. When you express your wish with sincerity and pair it with intention, you align yourself with the flow of renewal that the 24-hour cycle embodies. It becomes more than a comment. It becomes a signal to the cosmos that you are ready for your desires to come to life. So write your wishes, write 77, and let the cycle of possibility and reality merge for you. The 24-hour rhythm is not random. Science calls it the circadian rhythm, but in truth, it is much more than a scientific measurement. It is the body's secret dialogue with nature, the alignment between the turning of the earth and the turning of our inner clock. When the sun rises, our bodies prepare for alertness, sharpening attention, fueling the muscles, waking the mind. As daylight floods in, hormones like cortisol and serotonin adjust, giving us energy, mood balance, and focus. This is the body's way of telling us that morning is for movement, growth, and outward activity. But as the hours move forward, a gradual transition begins. The afternoon becomes the zone of sustained productivity, while evening shifts us into recovery mode. At night, when darkness takes over, the body releases melatonin, preparing the mind for sleep and the cells for repair. Every function, from digestion to memory consolidation, is tied into this 24-hour code. This cycle is so precise that even if you were placed in darkness without a clock, your body would still attempt to follow it. Your temperature would rise and fall on schedule, your heart rate would find its rhythm, and your organs would coordinate themselves to a hidden timeline. Yet, what makes this cycle secret is not its existence, but how often we ignore it. In modern life, with artificial lights, screens, stress, and irregular routines, we push our bodies away from the natural rhythm. But the body does not forget. Every night, while we sleep, it tries to reset itself, undoing the stress, repairing tissues, refreshing the mind, cleansing the bloodstream, and balancing the chemistry that was disturbed during the day. This is why sleep is sacred, not just as rest, but as the reset button of existence. When we respect this 24-hour cycle, we experience harmony. When we fight against it, we feel fatigue, imbalance, and even illness. Think about the times you stayed awake all night, or crossed time zones, or skipped meals at strange hours. The body struggled, the mind became cloudy, and the mood wavered. That is the cost of breaking rhythm. Yet when we align with it, waking with the light, eating at steady times, moving the body when energy peaks, and resting when darkness returns, we unlock a natural power. We begin to sense clarity in thought, stability in emotion, and vitality in the body. The secret cycle is not demanding. It is already happening. The only question is whether we flow with it or fight against it. One of the most fascinating aspects of this reset is how the body uses the night hours to heal in silence. While the conscious mind rests, the subconscious organizes memory, processes emotion, and strengthens the lessons of the day. The liver works harder at night to detoxify, the skin repairs damage, muscles rebuild from exertion, and even the immune system strengthens. Without us doing anything, an invisible renewal occurs. This means that every morning, we truly wake up as a new version of ourselves. The person who went to bed is not the exact same person who rises. Something subtle has been released, repaired, or restructured overnight. That is the quiet miracle of the 24-hour reset. If we look deeper, this cycle is not only biological, but also symbolic. Just as the body resets, life itself offers us the same opportunity. Each day is a chance to begin again, to let go of the errors of yesterday, to realign with intention, and to choose anew. The secret of the cycle is that it does not ask for perfection, only consistency. The sun will rise again, and so will you. The body will reset again, and so will your spirit. This is why many traditions, spiritual practices, and philosophies have daily rituals, whether it is prayer, meditation, exercise, or gratitude. They are simply ways of aligning the self with the natural rhythm of renewal. The secret cycle unfolds like an invisible map, guiding us through phases that each hold their own purpose. Morning, for instance, is not simply the beginning of the day, but a unique window when the body and mind synchronize with the return of light. Cortisol levels naturally rise in these early hours, preparing us to be awake and alert. This surge is not a sign of stress, but a natural spark, like a switch being flipped inside of us. It readies the muscles, increases blood sugar for energy, and tunes our senses to the world around us. Those who align with this morning surge often find clarity and focus, while those who ignore it may feel sluggish and disconnected. To understand this is to realize that the body is not lazy in the morning. It is simply waiting for us to align with the timing that has been encoded into our biology since the beginning of human life. As midday approaches, the cycle transitions into a period of stabilization. Energy levels settle, concentration deepens, and the digestive system is at its peak efficiency. This is when the body expects nourishment to be provided, fuel to be given, and hydration to be replenished. Our ancestors, living closer to nature, intuitively followed this rhythm. Meals were eaten during daylight, activity was centered around the peak of energy, and rest followed naturally with the decline of light. Today, however, meals are skipped, rushed, or consumed at irregular times, breaking the flow of the cycle. The consequence is often fatigue, irritability, or imbalance. Yet, when we eat in harmony with this phase, the body absorbs more effectively, metabolism is supported, and we feel balanced rather than weighed down. The secret is not in complicated diets, but in understanding when the body is asking to be fed within its cycle. As the afternoon stretches on, the body's rhythm subtly shifts again. Mental focus, while still present, begins to taper. This is the window where the body often seeks movement or change. Many experience an urge to walk, stretch, or break routine in these hours. It is not laziness. It is biology calling for circulation and adjustment. The cycle is designed to keep us from stagnation, and this dip is actually a protective measure, reminding us that we are not machines, but living systems in constant flux. If we respond to it wisely, with light activity, hydration, and small adjustments, the body rewards us with renewed energy. But if we resist it with stimulants, or by forcing ourselves beyond the natural dip, we disrupt the flow that would have restored itself had we simply listened. Evening approaches as the body begins its descent toward recovery. The temperature of the body lowers slightly, signaling the slowing of systems. Digestion weakens, the mind starts to release its hold on the intensity of the day, and melatonin quietly begins to increase. This is the preparation phase, the beginning of the reset. To push against this natural descent, by filling it with heavy foods, excessive screens, or late-night stress, is to steal from the very repair processes that are waiting to activate. Yet, if we treat this phase with respect, if we allow calmness to settle, if we create an environment of dim light and gentler sounds, the body welcomes the transition with grace. In that welcome lies the strength of the reset that is about to occur. Night itself is where the greatest transformation takes place. The conscious mind retreats into sleep, but beneath the surface, a masterpiece unfolds. The brain processes and reorganizes memory, deciding what to keep and what to discard. The heart and lungs shift their rhythm to match the body's rest, conserving energy for deeper repair. Growth hormone is released in pulses, stimulating tissue repair, muscle growth, and the healing of microdamage accumulated during the day. The immune system activates more strongly, scanning for invaders and repairing internal defenses. The liver works tirelessly to filter toxins. The skin regenerates, and the very DNA within cells undergoes repair from the assaults of daily life. This is not rest. It is active renewal. It is as if the body, knowing its time, orchestrates an invisible orchestra of healing that plays only in the silence of sleep. In the early hours of the morning, the cycle turns once again. Before we even open our eyes, the body begins preparing us for awakening. Melatonin decreases. Cortisol starts its gradual climb, and temperature rises. It is as if the body is whispering, "The cycle is complete. The reset has been made, and now a new day awaits." What we do in these moments matters greatly, for the body is fragile in its transition. To wake violently, in stress or noise, can jar the reset process, while waking gently, with breath, movement, or light, honors the renewal that has taken place. And then, with the first conscious breath, the cycle begins again. A new 24 hours, a new opportunity, a new self. What makes this cycle secret is not that it is hidden, but that it is overlooked. It is present in everyone, yet so few honor it. We treat time as linear, endless, stretching out in years and decades. But the truth is simpler and more profound. We live in 24-hour lifetimes, over and over. Each day is its own complete cycle, a beginning, a middle, an end, and a rebirth. When we begin to see our days this way, life itself changes. We no longer carry the weight of endless years, but instead focus on the renewal that comes every morning. We realize that even if today was difficult, tomorrow brings a reset. Even if mistakes were made, the body will heal, the mind will restore, and the cycle will offer us another chance. The longer we look at the 24-hour cycle, the more we begin to realize that this rhythm is not simply biological, but also deeply psychological and even spiritual. When we break the cycle repeatedly, by pushing our bodies into artificial schedules, by denying rest, or by overwhelming the senses with constant stimulation, the damage accumulates. At first it feels like mild fatigue, scattered focus, or irritability. But over time, the consequences become more profound. The immune system weakens, digestion falters, hormones lose their balance, and the mind begins to drift into fog. People often search for complex explanations for their lack of energy or their mood swings, yet often the cause is simple. The natural reset is not being allowed to complete. It is like pulling a plant from its soil before it has taken root each day. No matter how much light it is given, it cannot flourish without the stability of that foundation. The body carries an ancient wisdom. It does not demand perfection, but it does demand respect. When we align our lives with the 24-hour rhythm, the body rewards us with a steady vitality that feels almost effortless. There is no secret pill, no miracle food, no shortcut that can replace the silent work of the reset. When we wake with the light, move with purpose, eat in balance, pause for rest, and sleep in harmony with the night, we step into a current that nature has prepared for us since the beginning of life. To resist it is like swimming upstream, exhausting ourselves for no reason. To flow with it is to discover energy that does not feel forced but natural, like a stream moving downhill with ease. One of the most overlooked aspects of this cycle is how it governs our emotions. Just as the body resets physically, the mind resets emotionally. Dreams, whether remembered or forgotten, are part of this repair process. They allow us to release burdens, fears, and unresolved fragments of the day. People who consistently disrupt their sleep cycle often find themselves more anxious, more easily angered, or more prone to despair. This is not a coincidence. The emotional reset has been interrupted, but when we honor the cycle, emotions find balance. The mind awakens calmer, able to see the world with perspective, able to release the heaviness of yesterday and meet today with clarity. The rhythm of the body is not only about survival, it is about allowing the human spirit to remain whole. It is also fascinating to notice that this 24-hour cycle mirrors many patterns in nature. The turning of the earth, the rising and setting of the sun, the tides of the ocean, even the blooming and closing of flowers, all follow rhythms of light and darkness. We are not separate from this dance. We are participants in it. Our heartbeat, our breath, our cycles of hunger and rest, all echo the larger cycles of the planet and the cosmos. To ignore our rhythm is, in a way, to ignore the language of nature itself. And to honor it is to reconnect with the truth that we are not isolated beings, but threads in a vast tapestry of time and energy. When we begin to live with awareness of this reset, something subtle but powerful happens. Each day feels like an opportunity instead of a burden. We stop dragging the weight of yesterday into the present, and we stop fearing the uncertainty of tomorrow. Instead, we begin to experience time as cycles of renewal. The morning becomes a birth, the afternoon a flourishing, the evening a graceful decline, and the night a silent transformation. Seen this way, the 24-hour cycle is a lesson in letting go. It shows us that endings are not to be feared, because endings lead to beginnings. The body teaches us this lesson quietly, every single night, when it releases the old and awakens refreshed. But why is it so difficult for many to live by this rhythm? The truth is that the modern world has built walls against it. Artificial light keeps us awake beyond our natural limits. Screens train our eyes to ignore darkness, and alarms jolt us into mornings that are out of step with our true cycles. Work schedules and demands often disconnect us from the very timing that would allow us to thrive. Yet even within this noise, the body does not give up. It keeps trying every 24 hours to reset, to renew, to return us to balance. And even the smallest acts of alignment, a regular sleep schedule, a morning spent in natural light, an evening without overstimulation, can restore the body's trust and unlock its silent power again. When we think about this deeply, we can see the 24-hour cycle as a metaphor for life itself. Just as each day ends and resets, so do the chapters of our lives. Youth becomes adulthood, adulthood becomes old age, and each stage prepares the way for the next. The secret cycle teaches us resilience. No matter what has happened, renewal is always waiting. It is not a one-time gift, but a daily offering. If we can learn to honor the cycle, then every setback becomes temporary, every mistake becomes a lesson, and every night becomes a promise that tomorrow will begin fresh. When we step back and consider the secret cycle not just as a biological reality, but as a guide for living, we begin to notice how it influences creativity and productivity. The body's rhythm does not only govern sleep and digestion, it also governs the flow of ideas, the bursts of imagination, and the quiet focus that allows us to build and create. Many artists, thinkers, and inventors throughout history were deeply sensitive to these rhythms. They discovered that mornings, with their natural surge of alertness, often brought clarity and problem-solving energy. Midday, with its steady calm, allowed for focused work and structured thought. Evenings, though quieter, were fertile ground for reflection, intuition, and softer insights that came from the subconscious. In this way, the cycle does not limit us, but actually opens doors. It shows us when to act, when to think, when to rest, and when to dream. The creative mind flourishes when the body's reset is honored. Sleep, often undervalued, is one of the most powerful catalysts for innovation. During the night, the brain reorganizes connections, forming new pathways that allow for fresh insights. Problems that seemed unsolvable in the evening often appear clearer after rest. This is not magic, but biology at work. The mind, freed from conscious effort, is allowed to weave together fragments into new patterns. Those who consistently honor their sleep cycles often find themselves more inspired, more resilient, and more capable of deep thought. Those who sacrifice sleep for productivity often discover the opposite: a slow erosion of creativity, replaced by mechanical effort without depth. The secret cycle reminds us that productivity is not about constant action, but about moving in rhythm with the body's natural tides. In workplaces and schools, this truth is often forgotten. Schedules are designed around external demands rather than internal rhythms. People are forced into early mornings when their bodies are not prepared, or into late nights of work that clash with their natural decline. Over time, this mismatch leads to burnout, not because the human spirit is weak, but because the human rhythm is ignored. When we align tasks with the right phases of the 24-hour cycle, the difference is profound. Imagine planning important decisions and creative work during peak alertness, physical movement during natural energy surges, and rest during natural declines. This alignment does not just make us efficient, it makes us whole. It teaches us that we are not machines to be run endlessly, but beings designed to ebb and flow. The deeper lesson is that the secret cycle is not just about survival, but about purpose. Every reset is an invitation to begin again, not only with the body, but with the spirit. Each morning is a quiet question: who will you be today? Each evening is an answer: what did you allow yourself to become? If we treat each day as an isolated fragment, we may lose sight of the bigger picture. But if we see each cycle as part of a greater journey, we realize that renewal is not trivial. It is the foundation of transformation. A person who honors the cycle begins to live deliberately, using each day as a small step in the direction of their calling. The reset is not simply biological, it is symbolic of the chance to align with purpose again and again. In moments of doubt or despair, this understanding becomes powerful. No matter how heavy the day has been, no matter what mistakes or burdens have weighed us down, the body will offer a reset when night comes. It does not hold grudges, it does not keep score. It simply begins again, with the patience of nature itself. This is a lesson many overlook. The opportunity to reset is built into the very fabric of our being. We do not have to wait for New Year's or great milestones to start over. We are given the chance every 24 hours. The gift of renewal is written into our biology, waiting for us to notice. If we live in harmony with this truth, we also begin to feel more connected to the flow of time itself. Instead of fearing the passage of hours, we begin to embrace them. Instead of dreading the end of the day, we begin to trust the renewal of the night. The cycle shows us that time is not our enemy, but our ally, carrying us gently from one phase to the next. We begin to sense that the reset is not something we need to fight for, but something that is already happening within us, without our effort, without our control. All we need to do is honor it, respect it, and let it unfold. The secret cycle becomes even more profound when we consider its influence over the long arc of health and aging. Each day may seem small, but it is the accumulation of thousands of these 24-hour resets that shapes the course of a lifetime. The body does not age suddenly. It ages gradually through the daily wear and renewal that occurs within these cycles. When we align with the rhythm, the renewal outweighs the wear, and vitality is preserved for longer. When we disrupt it, the wear outweighs the renewal, and the signs of imbalance appear sooner. Wrinkles, fatigue, weakened immunity, or chronic illness do not arrive overnight. They are the echoes of cycles that were not allowed to reset fully. In this way, how we live within each day silently becomes the story of how we live across decades. At the cellular level, the cycle is deeply tied to repair. Each night during rest, DNA damage is corrected, proteins are rebuilt, and cellular debris is cleared away. The brain in particular undergoes a cleansing process through what scientists call the glymphatic system, flushing out toxins that accumulate during waking hours. When this nightly reset is skipped or shortened, the damage lingers, slowly accumulating. Over years, this accumulation can influence memory, cognition, and even the risk of disease. Yet, when the cycle is respected, the repair continues faithfully, and the body adapts with remarkable resilience. This is why some people, even in later years, maintain clarity of mind and energy of body. They have consistently allowed the reset to work in their favor. Hormones also follow the 24-hour rhythm, and their balance is essential for healthy aging. Cortisol rises in the morning to awaken us, melatonin rises at night to calm us, and growth hormone peaks during sleep to rebuild tissues. When these hormones are in balance, the body feels aligned, strong, and stable. When the rhythm is broken, hormones struggle to find order, leading to stress, fatigue, or imbalance. This is one reason why irregular routines or chronic sleep deprivation can feel like accelerated aging. The body, robbed of its natural timing, cannot perform the renewal that keeps it young. But when the cycle is honored, the hormones act like skilled musicians, playing in harmony, ensuring that each phase of the day flows into the next with balance. Aging itself can be seen as the gradual slowing of these rhythms. The cycle continues, but it becomes more fragile, more easily disturbed. Older adults often find that sleep becomes lighter, or that waking occurs earlier. This is not a flaw, but an adjustment of the rhythm, a shift in timing. The body, still seeking balance, adapts to the changes of age. Understanding this allows us to work with the rhythm rather than against it. Instead of fighting to force the body into patterns that no longer fit, we can create new routines that honor the rhythm as it evolves. Early light exposure, calming evening rituals, and consistent sleep schedules can help maintain stability, allowing the cycle to continue its work of renewal even in later years. The most hopeful truth is that it is never too late to reconnect with the cycle. Even after years of imbalance, the body is always seeking to reset itself. The moment we begin to respect the rhythm, by aligning sleep with darkness, by eating in tune with energy phases, By allowing rest instead of forcing constant activity, the body responds. The reset begins again, and healing follows. It does not require perfection, it requires consistency. Every night we choose to sleep on time. Every morning we greet the light. Every cycle we allow to complete, we add strength to the body's ability to renew. And this strength, multiplied over weeks and months, becomes health that feels stable, resilient, and enduring. Seen in this way, the secret cycle is not only about the present moment, but also about the future. It teaches us that the choices of today ripple forward into the days, months, and years to come. A body that resets faithfully each day builds a foundation for longevity, while a body denied its rhythm carries the weight of years more heavily. Aging is not only a story of time passing, but a story of how we have lived within our daily cycles. This is why honoring the 24-hour reset is not a luxury. It is a form of wisdom, a way of respecting the very design of life. The secret cycle does not only shape the body, it also quietly shapes the way we relate to others and the way we make choices. Each reset is not only a renewal of muscles, cells, and hormones, but also a renewal of perception. When the body is rested and the cycle complete, the mind sees situations more clearly, patience comes more easily, and compassion feels natural. When the cycle is broken, the opposite often occurs. We become reactive, impatient, and clouded, not because we lack character, but because the reset has not been honored. This is why arguments often feel sharper at night when fatigue has set in, and why forgiveness or clarity often feels easier in the morning. The cycle teaches us that even our relationships breathe with the rhythm of the day. Every decision we make is influenced by where we are in the 24-hour flow. In the morning, the brain is sharper and more capable of logical thinking, making it the ideal time for planning and solving complex problems. In the afternoon, decisions lean more toward practicality and steadiness, carried by the body's stabilizing energy. In the evening, choices may become more emotional, as fatigue lowers defenses and the mind leans toward feeling rather than structure. To understand this is to realize that timing is not only about calendars but also about biology. A decision made in the wrong phase may feel heavy or unclear, while the same decision made after a full reset may appear obvious and simple. The cycle, then, is not only about health but about wisdom. It guides us to act when the body and mind are aligned. Relationships also thrive when we honor the rhythm. Shared meals during the day, moments of reflection in the evening, and rest at night create a harmony that strengthens bonds. When families or communities ignore these natural timings, eating at odd hours, staying awake through the night, or neglecting shared rest, the connection weakens. Yet, when people align with the rhythm together, they find flow not only within themselves, but with one another. Ancient cultures often lived by these patterns without needing explanation, rising with the sun, working in the light, gathering in the evening, and sleeping with the night. Their bonds were woven into the cycle, and their lives carried a rhythm that supported both body and spirit. In today's world, we can choose to restore some of that harmony by remembering that human connection, like health, is strengthened through respect for timing. The cycle also touches something deeper, our sense of meaning. Renewal is not only physical, it is existential. Each day gives us a chance to reset not only our bodies, but our intentions. The morning offers a blank page, the night closes the book. If we learn to see each day as a miniature life, birth, growth, decline, and rebirth, then we begin to live with more awareness. Mistakes no longer feel permanent because another day is waiting. Successes no longer feel final because the cycle will ask us to begin again. Life becomes less about clinging and more about flowing. This is the hidden gift of the cycle. It invites us to see time not as a line, but as a circle, endlessly offering renewal. In times of hardship, this understanding can bring peace. A difficult day is not the end of the story, but simply one part of the rhythm. The body will reset tonight, the mind will clear, and the morning will bring new light. This does not erase challenges, but it offers perspective. It reminds us that no matter how heavy a burden feels, it will not remain forever. Just as the earth turns, just as the sun rises, the body will reset, and a new cycle will begin. The resilience we seek is not hidden somewhere far away. It is built into us, arriving every 24 hours, waiting for us to recognize it. This daily rhythm also shows us the importance of presence. Because each cycle is complete, each day is meaningful on its own. We do not have to wait for future milestones to live fully. We are given the chance every morning. The cycle becomes a teacher of mindfulness, reminding us that life is lived in the rhythm of today. Yesterday has already been reset. Tomorrow is not yet here. What matters most is the way we honor the cycle we are in now. If we can live with this awareness, each day becomes precious. Each reset becomes sacred, and each cycle becomes a step not just through time but toward meaning itself. The more deeply we explore the secret cycle, the clearer it becomes that it is not only a process within the body, but a universal rhythm that connects us to life itself. The body resets every 24 hours, but so too does the world around us. The earth spins, night follows day, tides rise and fall, and seasons shift in endless repetition. We are not separate from this rhythm. We are woven into it. Each beat of the heart, each breath, each cycle of waking and sleeping echoes the greater movements of the cosmos. This is why the reset feels so natural, because it is part of something vast, something eternal, something that extends far beyond the boundaries of our individual lives. When we honor this rhythm, we align not only with health, but also with harmony. We begin to see that the cycle is not an obstacle or a demand, but a gift. The body is designed to renew, the mind is designed to release, the spirit is designed to begin again. All of nature participates in this dance. The flower that closes at night to bloom again at dawn, the ocean that withdraws only to return, the moon that wanes only to wax once more. The 24-hour cycle is simply our human form of the same truth, that life is movement, that renewal is always near, and that endings are never final but always doorways into beginnings. This understanding can transform how we live. Instead of chasing time as if it were slipping away, we can embrace it as a circle that continually returns to us. Each morning is not less time but more opportunity. Each night not a loss, but a preparation. Even failure, when viewed through the lens of the cycle, is no longer permanent. The body will reset, the mind will clear, a new day will arrive. What seems unmovable in one cycle often softens in the next. This truth gives us courage, reminding us that nothing is fixed forever, that change is built into the very structure of our existence. It also connects us to others in a deeper way. Every human being shares this rhythm. No matter our culture, language, or belief, we all rise with the morning, move through the day, rest in the evening, and reset at night. This common rhythm is a reminder that we are not as divided as we sometimes believe. Beneath our differences, the same biological and cosmic cycle is pulsing through us all. When we recognize this, compassion grows. We see that others struggle, reset, and renew just as we do. We realize that we are walking the same path, 24 hours at a time, together. The secret cycle also calls us to humility. It reminds us that we are not in complete control, that no matter how much we plan or strive, we must surrender each night to the reset. Sleep humbles us. It asks us to let go, to trust the process, to allow the body to do what the conscious mind cannot. In this surrender, we learn faith in the rhythm of life itself. We learn that renewal does not come through force but through flow, not through resistance but through release. This humility is not weakness. It is wisdom. It allows us to rest, to recover, and to rise again stronger. At its deepest level, the 24-hour cycle is a mirror of the journey of existence. Birth, growth, decline, and rebirth are not only the stages of a day, but the stages of a lifetime. And perhaps more. Each cycle whispers to us that nothing truly ends, that everything moves in circles, that renewal is the law of life. The body teaches us this truth every night, but it is up to us to notice, to honor it, and to live by it. The secret cycle lasts 24 hours. The body resets itself, and within that simple truth lies a wisdom that can transform how we see health, time, connection, and the meaning of life itself. The secret cycle lasts 24 hours, and the body resets itself. We have followed this truth through the rhythms of morning and night, through the ways it shapes our health, our emotions, our creativity, our relationships, and even our sense of purpose. What becomes clear is that this is not simply a biological function but a universal reminder, whispering to us every single day, "You are given another chance." No matter how heavy the past feels, no matter how uncertain the future seems, the cycle brings renewal. The body resets, the mind clears, life begins again. This is not an idea to hold at a distance, but a reality happening within you at this very moment. With each breath, with each beat of the heart, you are participating in the timeless rhythm of renewal. The beauty of this cycle is its patience. It does not ask us to be perfect. It does not demand that we never stumble. It only asks that we return. Return to sleep when night comes. Return to the light when morning breaks. Return to balance when life feels scattered. The cycle does not punish us for missteps. It waits faithfully to restore us. Each morning is a gift not earned, but freely given. When we begin to see our days this way, gratitude naturally arises. Gratitude for the body that works tirelessly to repair, for the mind that learns to release, for the life that continues to offer us another chance to begin. Gratitude itself becomes part of the reset, lifting the spirit as the body renews. It is easy to forget this gift in the noise of modern life. Alarms, screens, stress, and endless distractions pull us away from the rhythm. We measure time in deadlines and schedules, forgetting that beneath all of it, the cycle continues faithfully, like a silent guide. But when we pause, when we breathe, when we notice the sunrise or allow ourselves to rest in darkness, we reconnect with what has been there all along. The cycle is not hidden. It is waiting for us to see, and once we see, we can no longer live the same way. We begin to honor the night as much as the day, to respect rest as much as action, to see each 24-hour reset as an opportunity to live more fully. This awareness changes how we treat ourselves. We stop demanding constant output and begin to value rhythm. We stop fearing endings and begin to trust beginnings. We stop carrying the weight of yesterday endlessly and begin to allow the reset to release it. Each day becomes a practice in renewal, a chance to live lighter, clearer, more aligned with what matters. And when we live this way consistently, the days themselves change. They no longer feel like a blur rushing past, but like cycles of meaning, each complete in itself, each carrying its own lesson and gift. The secret of the 24-hour reset is that it belongs to everyone. It does not matter where you live, what you believe, or what you have faced, the body still seeks renewal. It is the most democratic truth of life. The reset arrives for all. And because of that, there is always hope. Hope that tomorrow will feel different. Hope that healing can begin. Hope that clarity can return. The rhythm of the cycle is a promise written into the very design of existence. Nothing is fixed forever, and renewal is always possible. So as you listen now, let this truth settle deeply within you. The secret cycle lasts 24 hours. The body resets itself. And in that reset lies your chance to begin again. Honor the rhythm. Trust the reset. Live each day as a cycle complete, and let each morning remind you that you are given not just another day, but another life, another opportunity, another renewal. Flow with it, and you will find health, balance, connection, and meaning woven gently into the hours of your life. Because every night, the body whispers, "Let go." And every morning, it answers, "Rise again."